when you hear her voice, and I'm going to make you wait. When you hear her voice, you're going to say, OMG. OMG. Her name is Charlene Jones. We calling her Char for short. Char is a mother, a singer, a songwriting recording artist. I think I'm going to ask her to write a song for me. And she's a motivator. She is the daughter of the late Reverend C.M. and Ella Jones. Her mission is to sing, inspire, and empower. She's traveled and has shared her gifts on many different stages. And I'm just so delighted to have her here with me. She is extremely grateful for every opportunity. Char is looking forward to whatever God has in store for this present moment and the moments to come. And I know that He has a lot in store for her. I'm going to bring to you Char Jones. Hi, Char.
Hello.
How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Now, where are you in the world? Where are you?
I am in Michigan.
Oh, you're in Michigan. Okay. It's
Yes.
not that far from me. What
No,
part of Michigan?
I'm in St. Joseph, Michigan. St. Joseph, Benton Harbor area.
Oh, okay. I've been
Yes.
to Benton Harbor. I have a friend
Mhm.
who's from Benton Harbor.
Yes.
Oh,
My
okay.
hometown.
All righty. All right. Well, we're going to jump right into this. Right into it, Char.
Let's get into it.
Okay. So let me ask you, I'm going to start. I want you to tell me about your journey, and the theme today is about success through adversity.
Mhm.
So tell me, I want you to start from the beginning.
Okay.
When we're talking about adversity, tell me about adversity as far as you are concerned. How did you get to where you are today?
Well,
What did you go through?
first of all, I want to say thank you for having me today and allowing me to share my journey. Um, the well, if I'm starting where the adversity really began,
Yeah.
it after the death of my mother, um, my life took a turn. I became a guardian. Um, my mother died when she was 44 years old.
Mhm.
I was 23. I had a brother who was 13 and 12. Um, a brother who was 19. He was in the military. And a 70 plus year old dad and a 90 plus year old auntie, great aunt that was living with me. So we all lived together and it changed the course of my life. It grew me up real fast. All my plans of, wanting to go to California, wanting to sing, wanting to do all that got put on hold to take care of my brothers, my dad, and my great aunt. Um, and then 3 years later, my dad died.
Mhm.
And I was there with my great aunt who was well into her 90s that I took care of. And I became full legal guardians of my brothers, my younger brothers at that time. And it was tough. There was some days that we didn't have heat. Um, there were some days that the meals were kind of light, but we stuck together. And when you go from a full intact family with a mom and a dad to no parents and it's all on you, that grows you up real quick. It was rough, but we stuck together.
Wow. Now, did you have to become the breadwinner?
My dad, when my mom died, my dad was still alive, and so he was the breadwinner for us. He took care of us financially
Okay.
after my mother died so that I could take care of my brothers and my great aunt. And after my dad died, um, me and my brother that was in the military, he came home.
Okay.
We took care of the house and the bills and my brothers. So it was tough. So my brother that's next to me, Reverend Jones, um,
Okay.
he helped to pay the bills, and you get what you get for Social Security from my younger brothers, but the ends were very hard to meet.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yes.
So is this what brought you to singing? Uh, uh, so tell me what brought you to singing, because you are a phenomenal singer. Uh, uh, so what brought you there?
Well, my dad was a pastor, my mom a first lady.
Okay.
So I grew up singing in church from an
Okay.
early age. And I think around the age of about 8, I started taking private piano lessons because my dad and mom wanted me to learn to play. I didn't necessarily like playing the piano, but I didn't have a choice. So
Okay.
I liked singing more than I liked playing the piano. But thank God I did it. And I began to love both. So from a young age, singing was always, that was at the forefront. I always loved to sing.
So did they make you sing solos,
you know,
or were you just in the choir? How did it work?
yes, I started out in the choir. Um, my cousin was the musician for the church, and when she graduated and went to college, then I began to play full time. I was about 14, and I was directing the choir and playing. And that was not yeah, I think I want to do it. It's okay, you're going to. And so I was put into it, and I had to produce.
Okay. You know what? Now this is really strange. When you're talking about that, uh, I took piano lessons. My mother made me take piano lessons. Now, but I wanted to be a ballerina. But in the end, like you, I ended up playing the piano in church. We
Mm-hmm.
had when I was a teenager, we had what we call junior church, and
Mm-hmm.
so I had to play the piano and direct the junior choir.
Yes.
And then when I got old enough, then it's like we say, go upstairs to the big church,
Yeah.
the big church, and was singing in the choir. And then because I had been playing the piano downstairs, then they said, okay, so now you can play the piano upstairs. And the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, ended up having to direct the choir and produce.
Yes.
I didn't really want to do it, but ended up enjoying it. And
Yes.
I started singing. Of course, my voice is nothing like your voice. Nothing like your voice. But it's a funny thing that a lot of great singers start off in the church,
Yes.
in the church, in the
Yeah.
church. And now when okay, so you were singing in the church.
Mm-hmm.
So and you started singing early. What age
Mm-hmm.
did you start writing your songs?
I always had even when I was taking piano lessons, I always wanted to change the music to what I heard in my head. So I would go to my piano lessons and she said, that's good, but that's not what's on the music. So I started that early on. Like actually when I started taking over the choir, I would take songs and rearrange hymns. Um, that's how it started. And I think I wrote my actual first song that it was He Is Love. And I think that was about in 2000, maybe 2005. I wrote my first song that I said, this is an original song. And from that point, about 2004, 2005, it was just snowballing.
Wow.
Songs just started coming, but I guess the formulating stage was start rearranging hymns and things like that, the way that I heard it in my head until I started to just write on my own.
So when you were in church, did they let you I hate to say perform, but did they let you teach or sing or your renditions?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you
Yes.
must wait. I hate to say this, but you must have been you weren't in a Presbyterian church because, and I can say this because I'm a Presbyterian people. So I don't want any letters or anything like that. But I'm a Presbyterian, so there.
Yes. And I worked at a Presbyterian church for 13 years.
Okay.
So no, but Baptist.
Yeah.
But I did join my choir with the Presbyterian choir, and we did a couple of renditions of songs together. They enjoyed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So now, outside of your parents,
Hmm.
who's who has been your biggest inspiration as far as writing and as far as singing?
Ooh. True story. I think I saw Fred Hammond at Great America back in the day. He came to Great America and I saw him get up with his band and it struck something in me. And me and my youngest brother plays the drums. And I'm like, you know what? I want I want that. I went home after that. And I think that's when I started really taking myself serious as a writer. Watching him perform with the band, it was an experience really that changed me. And from that point on, I went home. So that was around that time and I got busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And now I know that you've traveled a lot. And so tell me, where have you gone to sing?
So in 2010, one of the biggest things, one of the best experiences that I can say that I've had, I was invited to go out to California on like a little mini tour, me and my brother who plays drums. And we sang, we were in Inglewood, we were in Pomona, we went to San Fernando or San Bernardino, I think. We sang at different churches. And I tell you, it was amazing.
Wow.
And they could not believe I was from Michigan. You cannot be from Michigan singing like that. I'm like, yes, I am.
Oh, wow.
It
Good.
was an awesome experience. I loved it.
Oh my goodness. Good. And so now you well traveled, and you're so do you consider yourself a gospel singer, or what's your genre, so to speak, of singing and
Um,
writing?
I always say that my roots are gospel,
Uh-huh.
um, with a little jazz,
Okay.
with a little soul,
Okay.
with a little inspiration. It's just all jammed in there, and I haven't quite figured out what I am yet. But
Okay.
I know that my roots are deep gospel. But my writing is a little bit different. It has a whatever the Lord puts in there, that's what I write. And it's not necessarily the gospel that I grew up singing.
Oh, okay. All right. So how many songs have you written?
Ooh, I've written probably well over 50.
Oh my goodness. Have
Yeah.
you recorded any of 50 songs?
I recorded a small fraction of the songs that I have written. And it's probably, yeah, it's well over 50. And I've only recorded just not even close to what I want to do with
But,
them.
but you are going to record them.
Yes, I am. I'm looking to do something later this year.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
mhm,
Okay. Now,
yes.
is there a specific label that you're on, or how
I'm
does that work?
independent.
Oh, okay. So now how does that work?
Well, how it works as an independent artist is you get a online distribution platform that will release your music to the different platforms like Amazon, iTunes, and you submit it. And I am through DistroKid, so they distribute it stronger for me, and I was blessed to be able to get stronger on Pandora Radio.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. So we
yes,
can find you on Pandora.
yes, yes,
That's wonderful. That's
yes.
wonderful. Well, before we go any further, we're going to take a quick break, and I hope, let me tell you, audience, about maybe 2 minutes, I want you to call your friends, tell them to get on the app on their phones, E360. Tell them to go to YouTube where we're live streaming, because you're going to do like I did. When I first heard her sing, I was like, my mouth dropped open. Your mouths are going to drop open. I'm telling you, and I'm not the type of person instead of just say stuff, that's because they're guests. This you're going to marvel at what you hear. So I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Oh, let's stop the share. Okay.
For just $67,
Oh my
you can
goodness,
make as
wait
many
look,
videos as you
look,
want.
hold
And you never
on.
need to
What's
pick up a
happening
camera or use any fancy editing software.
here? Okay. Oh well, we talked about that, didn't we?
Real life. It's real life.
Girl, look, I'm just rocking back and forth. I mean, you talk up, girl. That was just so beautiful, just so beautiful. Your voice is angelic.
Thank you.
I mean, it really is. Have you ever thought about you know the show Sunday Best?
Yes.
Have you thought about auditioning for Sunday Best? Girl, you would wipe them out.
Thank you. Yeah, I have. I don't know. I don't know why I have never
Step
done
out
it.
there, girl. Step out there. Just step out there. Step out there. I know
Yeah.
you've probably been told this before. And I'm sure God didn't said, Char, you better listen to him.
Yes. Yes. You're
Listen.
right. Absolutely.
Tell me about that song.
Which song did you play? Because I
The
didn't hear.
Mirror. Oh, you couldn't hear it. I played The Mirror.
Oh, the mirror.
Yes.
Ooh. The mirror was it was in a rough time.
Okay.
It was at a rough time. And that song came to me like all at once. You know,
Okay.
I was sitting in church. I probably should have been paying more attention, but like a little tune came into my head. And then I went home and wrote the whole thing. Um, it was at a time when I was kind of questioning who I was. I was hurting a little bit. When my mom died, I didn't get a chance, I don't think, to fully grasp the level of grief that I was carrying around because of all of the things that I had to do. And the songs that I began to write were beginning to heal me. And the mirror was a part of that healing process, a part of the letting go of the shame of mistakes that you made, Charlene. You know, let go and know that God has already paid the price. You're free to do it. It's okay. So that was a healing for me.
Okay. All righty. It's a beautiful song. And is that a time in your life when you knew in your heart that it was only God who was helping you, especially with that song, but helping you in your journey?
Yes, it was an epiphanal moment. And once I opened up and realized that it was nobody else, it was only him, then he started to just feed more and more songs to release, not just, I don't think it was just for me, but for
Okay.
anybody who is, you know, anybody. who might need to hear my hurt and my epiphanal moment that, God is carrying me through this. Give it to him.
Okay. And that was my next question. And you really answered it about who your audience is and who is your message for, you know, and well, you know what? I'm going to ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, why do you think that it's kind of deep, but came to my mind. Why do you think that God chose you to put your message out in a way that you're putting it out? No, it's a hard.
Yeah. Maybe some years ago I wouldn't be able to answer that because that is a really deep question. But I go back to a conversation that I had with God at a young age, and it was simple. Lord, when I would sing, sometimes when I was younger, my voice would crack and break. And I said, Lord, if you let me sing without my voice cracking and breaking, I promise I will sing for you for the rest of my life. And that was probably the simplest, most profound prayer that I've ever prayed. And he did that. And I think that was our agreement that everything that I've had to go through, every disappointment, every up, every down, was grooming me to write these songs because we have a promise going here. So I think that's why. And I'm willing.
Okay. So, have you had singing lessons, or this is just?
Well, I went to music school out of high school. I went to D'Angelo School of Music in Erie, Pennsylvania. And when I got there, I was already singing, had been a veteran of singing and rearranging. But I'm telling you, music school broke me down and built me back up again.
Wait, you went in there and say, wait a minute, you think you all that? I don't think so.
Exactly. It helped to train my voice. It helped me to train my voice and how to control it. I did not get to finish. When I was in my third year, I came home, and little did I know, just maybe a year or two later, that my mom would pass away.
Yeah.
So God is allowing me to finish now. So I'll be finished with school in November.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yes.
So now you say you're in Michigan,
Yes.
but the school is in Erie, Pennsylvania. Do you have to travel to go, or online, or how are you doing that?
I am going online, University of Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So now are you doing voice, or you have to do theory? How does that work?
I'm finishing up because of all of the classes that I took with music. I am doing finishing up with a liberal arts degree.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So in order to do music, because I was a performance major, you have to be at the school to do that.
Okay.
So I did music theory. I did my time with that.
Okay.
I did music theory, at music history, I mean, the list goes on.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Oh, wow. So, now you sing mostly in church. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Or do you
I
do,
do.
yeah, other stages?
Yes, yes. I do concert venues. I've sang at a brew pub. I stepped out and did that. The church was surprised, but I did it, and it was amazing. So, and that opened up doors for a lot of other events. I've done events for the Southwest Michigan Orchestra. We did a respect concert, and I got to sing the finale, Aretha Franklin Respect. So that was amazing. So yeah, I do different venues.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
so when are you coming to Chicago, girl?
Whenever you guys have me, I'm ready to come. I'm ready.
Okay, this is I'm still listening to the mirror in my head, honestly, and my husband is over there, and he went, and I'm like rocking back and forth. It's beautiful. Now, what I have done, I want people to know that I put your website in the chat. And
Okay.
so it's going to all these my different platforms and networks. And what I'm hoping is that people hear your voice, because to me, you should be international. And I'm serious. I'm I'm
Thank
I'm not just saying this, but I'm serious. Your voice is professional sounding, uh, and I just know a little bit about music. Um, I mean, on pitch. I was listening to all of that because I was an education major but a music minor,
Yes.
and so I'm listening to all of that, and I'm thinking, but you know what? When it's time,
Yes.
when it's time, it's always the right time. And
Yes.
I'm looking at this. One of the comments, God personally gave her one of his vocal cords. You know what? That is profound. I really like that. That is profound. That is, you're right, Andre. You are definitely right. Oh my goodness. Wow. So, I'm
Andre was the producer that worked with me on Stronger.
really,
Yes. Yes.
really. So now, if they go to your website,
Mm-hmm.
charlenejonesmusic.com,
Mm-hmm.
now, are your albums listed on there, or do you have to go? How do people order? Like, if they want to, I know they can order the song off of your website, but like if they want to buy albums and stuff.
If they want to buy, if they want to purchase Stronger, there is a link, I think, for Amazon. You click that link and it should take you right to the album. And I've been working on my website. I'm going to put the link to DistroKid so you can get it right from there. But it's on many platforms. If you have iTunes, if you have Spotify, if you have Google Music, it's on all of those platforms, and they will be listed on my website. But they can, if they want to get the whole album, click on the link there's 2 links, and it will take them right to Amazon Music, and
Okay.
they can purchase it.
And that's CharleneJonesMusic.com.
Yes.
And I'm going to recommend you to someone, and I'm going to have him to really listen to you and see if he would consider. I'm going to push inviting you to sing with his band. I'm going to see what, because you just need to be out there. Now, you said that you are writing of songs. Are you going to come out with another album or something? You said you were working on something.
Yes, I am. And I'm pulling from what I have already written,
Okay.
and I have something, a really good one, a couple of good ones that I want to come out with this year. There's Dre putting this, it's available on all music platforms. So it's called In My Mother's Eyes. So I want to release that along with a couple of other songs. So maybe about 3 songs.
Oh, okay. So in your, you say In Your Mother's Eyes.
Yep, In My Mother's Eyes.
In Your Mother's Eyes. And tell me about that.
In My Mother's Eyes, I wrote that probably maybe 10 years after my mom died, if not more. And it's kind of a confirmation that my mom is okay and that she's okay with me. One of the lines is peace, love, hope, praise in my mother's eyes. And it's kind of a healing song for me. And a lot of people now are experiencing the loss of parents. I experienced that 29 years ago. So a lot of my friends are just experiencing that now in their, in their 50s. I experienced it in my 20s. So I think that it is a time when people need something that they can hold on to for their moms, because there's nobody like your mother.
I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to that, Char, because I lost my mother in 2017,
Yes.
and until you go through that journey,
Yeah.
I understand, and you really need that, and like you say, you know, like to know that you're all right with her, she's all right with you, you
Yes.
know, and a lot of people, it, like you said, especially now they've lost parents because of this dreaded
Yes.
pandemic, and just lost parents, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I really want to know when that comes out, because I definitely need that myself.
Yes.
But Sean, I want to thank you so much for uh, appearing tonight or today in the morning, wherever you are in the world. Because I do have audience from all over the world, and sometimes they tell me it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh, okay. You know. But I really want to thank you for coming. You are a very authentic soul.
Thank
Really
you.
are. You really are. And you are going to go far, honey. God's going to send you to, I'm going to say, I know her. She was on my show. So thank you so much. I want you to have a beautifully blessed the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. And thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
I don't want you to go anywhere. You cannot go anywhere. This, to me, this was amazing. This, to, you know, I have a lot of different guests, and sometimes they touch your brains, and sometimes they touch your heart, and sometimes they touch your spirit. And this is one of my guests that really, really touched my spirit. Now, let me say this. If you would like to advertise on this show with eye-catching videos, and you did see some of the commercials, you want to increase your visibility, you can contact us at 1-877-667-7325 or janfornow125@gmail.com. We do all of our videos in-house. And if you would like to be a guest on the Relationship Matters show, just email me at janfornow125@gmail.com. I want to say that I was very happy to see all of you this evening. I appreciate you, and I want you to continue to watch Relationship Matters. Now, next week, we're going a whole different vein. What we're going to talk about is finances. I will have two guests. One is going to talk to you about Bitcoin. She says she is the Harriet Tubman of Bitcoin. And along with her, I will have Charlene Reinhardt, who is an investment guru, especially with the stock market. So you want to be here. You are going to want to learn some things that I really want to know about. Bitcoin, because I'm really wondering about Bitcoin. Blockchain, all of what that is, and how to invest in the stock market. Again, I want to thank all of you for being with me this evening, and I hope to see you again next week. So have a beautifully blessed rest of your evening, and I want you to remember succession point. I want you to remember relationships matter, and there are all kinds of relationship matters. Relationships really are life, and there is no life without relationships. Bye-bye. See you next week.